My old Dark Souls video was one of the funnest to make back in the earliest days of the channel, since we're at the beginning of the Return to Lothran fan-organized event when people coordinate to give this game a fresh push of online activity. I thought it might be appropriate to try a different angle at tweaking this game to the lowest possible level, for a performance boost in low-end computers. This is the LowSpecGamer, a show where I find ways of decreasing graphics in games because we want to play, no matter the sacrifices. And today, I'm making Dark Souls run, looking like this, or this. You will see what I mean in a second. Dark Souls is also one of those games where it is near universally agreed upon that you need a controller to play properly, which is why I'm glad to say this video is sponsored by the EasySMX wired USB game controller, a budget-friendly controller option for PC, PS3 and Android, since it has a regular USB output or mini USB. This has become my new travel controller since it's very light, sturdy and very nice to use and has full rumble. If you're interested, check it out in the link in the description. I will be using it during the video. EasySMX has been a long time supporter of the channel, so be sure to give them some love. As you probably know, Dark Souls is a bit of a wonky port that can be extraordinarily GPU hungry, and it offers very few options to make it better. On the old video, I explained how to use DSFix to play around with the internal resolution of the game to something your GPU can manage. Interestingly enough, if you want something a bit quicker, there is another way to add some extra settings to the game. Dark Souls uses DirectX 9 as its renderer. That means that we can use Hidalgo Boost to play around with it. If you're not familiar with Hidalgo, it is an old tool that you can install on a PC to dynamically have the resolution of a game when you need it, and it works with many DirectX 9 games, including Dark Souls. All you need to do is to run the software in the background, start the game and click yes on the prompt. While the resolution is changed when the program detects movement, you can use the middle mouse button to change the resolution manually, which turns out to be very useful when gaming on something like an IntelHD. If you want to change the button that triggers the resolution switch, the config file is in the Documents folder, where a new folder will be created for each new game that uses Hidalgo. In there, you can also remove the watermarks or FPS counter included in the software. However, Hidalgo has another interesting functionality. If you have seen the CSGO video I have linked in the corner, I have talked about how Hidalgo allows you to change the resolution of the textures, which means possibly reducing them to under what the game usually allows. This requires a change to a file located in your program files, Hidalgo plugins boost, and the file is called exceptions.ini. There's a section dedicated to CSGO where you can change a variable that ends up changing texture quality, but turns out you can add a section to control values of Dark Souls by simply adding the name of the executable between brackets and then copying the LOD control variable there. If you get an access denied error, be sure to open Notepad as admin or use Notepad++, which will ask for admin rights when it needs it. Dropping to an absolute minimum of 1 looks fantastically flat, but has one major disadvantage. Dark Souls has a weird behavior where some of the signs and text in the game are rendered as textures, so a lot of the text will become unreadable at this level of detail. Go figure. I've been experimenting with this and I have settled for a value of 20, where text is still readable when switching to full resolution. Let me show you how this did on my IntelHD test setup. Let me show you how this looks in normal resolution. So yeah, 15 FPS, and it looks degraded very much graphically, but it's still not enough. So if you cut the resolution, you can at least maintain a semblance of performance. There is something to be said about the performance in this game in the sense of how bad it is, how terrible the sport was. I'm using a computer, an overclocked IntelHD that I have used to manage to play things like GTA or Doom or even The Witcher 3 at highly reduced settings, of course, but Dark Souls, which is older and arguably not as good looking, well... La hoguera está encendida, so you may have noticed my game's Spanish. Funny story, the game doesn't have a language changer. It's in Spanish for some reason, even though this computer is entirely in English. And I have not been able to figure out how to change it. At least there's a button on DSFix, but otherwise... But see, if you need to, read, you can disable the resolution switch and then switch it back into 50% where you need the performance, so... No, 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 no. Jesus Christ, there's so many of them. Oh, okay. So if I remember correctly, there's a dark knight right center this area. So, can't help but wonder if I will be able to fight him in these conditions. I guess we're gonna find out. Nope. Come on, come on, come on, come to me. Come on, follow me. Yes, yes. Come on, make a mistake. Yeah. Oh god, no, I'm the one that made the mistake. Have you ever fought the Dark Knight at 15 FPS? Quite an experience. Oh boy. Nope, no, 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 come on. Come on, I was doing so well so far. Yeah! Okay, that was good. That was really good. Yes! Okay. Okay, that was much better than I expected. So, is this where the boss is? This is totally where the boss is. Okay. Come on, hit me. There you go. Let's get started, shall we? I know this boss is easy, but I want to see how the performance is going to deal with it. Oh god. Yeah, that's working, that's working, that's working. Okay, run. Is there stairs on this side? There's no stairs on this side. I don't remember. I didn't remember that. Fuck. No. No. Whoop. Okay, get out of here. Get out of there. Fucking. Are you serious? Okay. No. But I still got the upper hand. I still can beat this guy. Come on. Yep. Okay. I am being way more successful than I expected. Oh god. I can't believe I haven't died once. Since I hit the record button, I haven't died once. I can't believe that. I don't know, I haven't played this game in years. Well, not years, for a really long time. Oh god, that was terrible, that was terrible. And there it goes. Well, seems like I spoke way too soon. So yeah, thanks to this tool, there's another option for playing Dark Souls in some way. Thank you for watching, or donating, or helping in all the many ways you do. See you all on the next video.